Without us realizing it, we have already reached the end of patch 2.x. This means we are about to enter a new region. And naturally, our expectations are sky high for the new meta that Hoyo will introduce to its players. During the 2.x series of patch, they have introduced us to the break meta, along with a new term, super break. Additionally, other mechanics like the OT and follow-up attacks have also seen upgrades. And even the arrival of Acheron brought us a unique hypercarry meta. So as our journey in patch 2.x comes to a close, what changes or additional content can we look forward to in the future, especially for patch 3.x and beyond? So in this video, let's dive right in and discuss it together. It's no longer a secret that Hoyo will soon introduce a brand new archetype, summoners and servants. This has been subtly hinted at through the addition of new content such as the new planar banana amusement park, which suggests that this planar ornament is perfect for characters who summon entities to fight alongside them in battle. Another indicator is the kit of the new character, Sunday. However, in this video we won't be diving into Sunday's kit at all. Summon and the summoners have been part of the game for a long time, even since Star Rail first launched. Jingyuan is one of the earliest examples of this archetype. Later on, we saw the arrival of other characters with similar playstyles, like Topaz and Linisha. However, only a few players have realized that these types of characters have paved the way for the developers to further expand this archetype. So far, summons can only participate in combat when it's their turn on the action bar and they don't appear directly on the battlefield. But what if this archetype evolves in the future to make it even more distinct? Imagine if summons could actively appear on the battlefield and players were given full control over them. This could open up exciting possibilities for future units. And no, I'm not referring to leaks, but this concept has already been indirectly hinted by Hoyo during the Trailblast Friendship is Magic event that took place last August. While the event seemed lighthearted and quirky, allowing players to fight alongside a literal trash can, it was more than just a fun gimmick. Many of you may have already noticed that this wasn't an ordinary combat event, but rather a subtle preview of potential future meta developments. In this event, the Trailblazer takes on the role of a magician and gets the chance to summon a trash can to fight alongside them. What sets this apart from characters like Jingyuan and other summoners is that the summoned entities not only have a specific speed and appear on the action bar, but they also possess their own health. What's even more exciting is that we get the ability to fully control them. Essentially, instead of having a team of 4, we can now have a team of 5 members. In this event, the trash can or summon has its own unique skills. For instance, the magician or summoner can summon 1 mini-can each time they use their skill. Up to 5 mini-cans can be summoned this way. The more mini-cans that are present, the higher their damage becomes. And the summoner also gains more energy. Based on the skill description, it is possible that this could become a part of a new character's kit in the future, focusing on a summon and servant archetype as a follow-up attacker. This could function as their talent or traces, and these are their sets of skill and ultimate. If they do plan to introduce a new character with a kit similar to this, it would not only elevate the summoner and servant archetype, but also indirectly enhance the follow-up attack archetype. There are 2 possible explanations for what Hoyo is doing with this event. The first is that they may be intentionally giving us a hint through this event to help us predict what the future meta might look like. The second, and perhaps the most compelling reason, is that they are carefully preparing for their first collaboration with Fate Unlimited Blade Works. So far, this seems to be the strongest indication of why they might be introducing the Summoner and Servant meta. Aside from the Summoner and Servant meta, many of us are also hoping that Hoyo will at least start paying more attention to the HP draining mechanic. Just like the Summoner archetype, this kind of mechanic has actually been present in the game for quite some time. Yes, Blade is not the only character who can drain their own HP. We also have Arlan, a 4-star character who's been part of the roster since the game's release. Many players have expressed disappointment that, so far, Hoyo has yet to implement significant optimizations for Blade, a character who clearly needs an indirect buff through added game content. While a relic set was recently introduced with a 4-piece passive that synergizes well with Blade, I don't think it's enough to elevate him as a DPS who can truly fit into the meta. Even using him in a dual DPS composition alongside Jin Liu has not proven to be particularly effective. That said, the recent release of the new free 4-star Lightcone shows that Hoyo has not completely forgotten about Blade. While this Lightcone is not as strong as his signature, it gives us hope that future metas might evolve around mechanics where character gains buffs as their HP decrease or increase. For more thoughts on Blade's potential, feel free to check out my previous video where I discussed several optimizations Hoyo could implement to help this character shine brighter in the future. But aside from Blade, many of us are surely eager to see new characters with mechanics similar to Furina from Genshin Impact, where draining and restoring either your own HP or your team's HP rewards you with something substantial. Reflecting back on the trash can event, do you remember how not only follow-up attacks benefit from the presence of summons and servants, but HP draining mechanics did as well? For example, on the 4th day of the event, the summon started with just 1 HP. When the HP of allies in the team was either reduced or restored, the summon would recover its own HP. If the amount of HP restored exceeding a certain threshold, its damage would increase significantly. On top of that, the magician's or summoner's skill provided a buff to one ally while simultaneously reducing their HP. Then, upon using their ultimate, the summon would heal the entire party. In this particular case, the magician was Bronya. However, there's a strong possibility that a new buffer unit with both HP draining and HP recovering capabilities will be introduced in the future. Such a unit would surely be a massive boon for Blade. Their kit could synergize very well by reducing Blade's HP to activate his talent more quickly, while simultaneously restoring HP to maximize the summon's damage output. Summoner's ability to buff Blade while enabling his mechanics would create an excellent synergy between the two. Given this potential, it's not unreasonable to expect that Hoyo will introduce a unit like this in the future, particularly as we head into patch 3.x and above. Another aspect that we and Hoyo must not overlook moving forward is the DOT archetype. DOT has gradually lost its relevance in the current meta. This isn't just because it heavily relies on enemy turns to deal damage, but also because it demands a high level of team building investment. From a specific characters to a finely tuned relic stats, considerable effort is required to make DOT teams to deal significant damage. So what has happened to the DOT archetype over time? Well, nothing. Hoyo has done little to enhance or evolve DOT mechanics. There's been a noticeable lack of new content or tools that could help bring DOT back into the spotlight. The sole exception might be the Pure Fiction, a recently introduced stage designed to showcase the DOT archetype. However, even then, many players struggle to complete this content. One possible reason for this difficulty is the lack of specialized support units that could enhance and highlight DOT's potential. Currently, there are few, if any, characters designed explicitly to synergize with or amplify DOT-focused playstyles. This is why many of us are hoping Hoyo will optimize DOT mechanics in a future patch. It will be waste to see such a unique playstyle lose its relevance in the ever-evolving meta. With the right adjustments or new units, DOT could reclaim its place. However, if we take another look at how Hoyo has hinted at upcoming developments through stages like Pure Fiction or events like Trailblaze Friendship is Magic, it's reasonable to believe they are preparing something new for the DOT archetype, though they seem to be delaying its release. In the Trash Can event, we saw yet another example of how summon-focused units could significantly benefit DOT teams in the future. During some particular day on the event, every time the magician or summoner used their skill, they summon a trash can on the enemy's side. This trash can would randomly attack and apply a dot to the enemies. However, more than one trash can could be summoned this way, meaning the number of inflicted dots would increase exponentially. Following this, the trash can or summon on the ally side could attack and force the enemy's turn to immediately proc the applied dots, creating a fascinating synergy between summoning and dot mechanics. Once again, this is a brilliant concept, and it would be a shame if Hoyo did not recycle elements of this event into the kit of a future dot-centric character. Beyond that, they could also enhance the archetype by introducing new mechanics for dot-focused characters. For example, they could allow dot damage to have a chance to crit, converting part of their attack or effect hit rate into crit rate, and pair them with a fixed crit damage stat. This type of adjustment would not only make DOT gameplay more engaging and impactful, but also enable it to stand out as a competitive archetype in the meta. By evolving the system and adding a depth, Hoyo could ensure the longevity of this unique playstyle. So those are some of the things we can expect from Honkai Star Rail in the upcoming patch. Additions and optimizations to archetypes like Summoner and Servant, HP draining mechanics, and of course DOT. And what about you? What are your hopes for the meta in patch 3.x? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoy it, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to Catboloni for more videos. I will see you humans next time.